Good morning. Well, it's morning for some of us. So this is really funny to me. It's funny now. So I just spent 15 minutes doing a live video that didn't actually happen. So I had a really great conversation with myself, and it was kind of fun. Hey, I guess I'm getting a little more practiced at it then. I was working so hard to make sure lighting was right and the position of the camera was right. And you should see my little jury-rigged system right here. It's pretty funny. I've got a lamp kind of catty-wonka sideways. And I'm not saying the lighting is good at all. But it's something. We're getting there. So, oh, this is telling me to put a mask on to give myself a fun look. No, thanks. So welcome, and I know that it's not morning for some of you right now, and I had intended to do this in the morning, and actually I had intended to do this yesterday. I said that I was going to be, hi Maria, welcome, I hope you're having a great day. It's really cold here. I think it's really cold in Michigan too. It's really cold a lot of places right now. We were below 0 last night, and we had to hunker down a little bit. For us it was a 3-cat night. We don't have any dogs. And I wanted, hi there, and I wanted to talk a little bit about stepping into growth for yourself, and I had some opportunity to do that this week. And it was kind of fun. And why am I sitting down here on the kitchen floor? Yeah, it's snowy here and I'm loving it. Snow for me is an energizer. For a lot of people, they think I'm crazy. But I love the snow, and living out here in the desert, it's not as frequent that we get it. So I'm looking forward to going cross-country skiing a little bit later this morning. It's still morning here, so I still have a little time. So anyway, the stepping into something uncomfortable is the growing, and we kind of resist that a lot. Unless we really make a determination that we're going to do it, it feels kind of awkward and it feels uncomfortable. So this week for me, the reason I'm sitting down here on the floor in my kitchen, bearing the undersides of my sink, is because that was my challenge this week. When we were married, and those of you who have significant others or spouses probably can relate to this, we both started out kind of self-sufficient. We could do a lot of things, and as we spent more time together, we kind of divided and conquered, and we became specialists in different areas of our life. So mine is more the finances and the food and the family, and Peter's became more of the home improvement and the fix-it-up stuff, the cars, things like that. When I was a teenager and I got my first car, it was a junker, and I didn't have any money, and a friend of mine suggested that maybe we can rebuild the engine and clean everything up, and so we did that together. And that was stepping into a lot of growth because that was a totally foreign object to me. So it was fun, it was exciting, it was messy, it was dirty, it was a lot of work. But I grew a lot from that, and I can still pack bearings. I hope I never have to do that again. And in this case, my husband has a job where he's out of town for a week at a time. And the beginning of this week that he was gone, the garbage disposal, this lovely thing behind me, got clogged up. And in taking apart the pipes, which it's normally just this one, you kind of look and see what got clogged in the filter of the big chunks and clean it out, and it's all good. And that didn't happen this time. Instead, this pipe up here, right at the top, this flange broke off at the bottom. It was all corroded. So, and if you have an older, this house was built in 1976, and I think this is the original plumbing. This is not anymore, this is new, but this was metal, and this washer was metal here, and the bottom edge of it just kind of corroded off. So, for me, in the interim, I thought, oh, well, if I just screw it back on tight, it's going to be there. Hey, Chris, how are you? Thanks for joining. So, I screwed this back on, and it didn't stay to any effect. It was, hey Lisa, oh, you can learn how to fix your sink too now. You can beat tying at it. So this was leaking like crazy, and it was a total fail as far as a jury rig system. I had to do something. Nobody was going to be around to help me fix it unless I hired somebody, and I thought, I can do this. This can't be that hard. So in stepping into it, I kind of took everything apart. I had a friend who happened to come over that day, and he does plumbing, so he took a look at it with me, and we fully broke the part so that we really had to do something. So I grabbed the parts, and I had to go. We're doing some home improvements. I had to pick up a window anyway, and which is a lot heavier than the pieces I had to get for this. I had some help with that too. So I took the parts with me and found some things, and I tried to not be that perplexed woman in Home Depot, because I hate that. So, but I did get some help, but I did kind of find where I was supposed to be, and I thought I had the right parts, and winning I did. And I got home, and of course I had to cut the pipe, so we had to dig up some supplies and materials. I had to find the right tools, and I probably didn't find the right tool, but I found something that worked well enough. And there were a bunch of different washers that came with the pieces that I bought. Not all of them were appropriate, so I had to kind of figure that out. But it worked. I figured it out, got the pipe cut, and lo and behold, I have a functioning sink. Yay! With no leaks. So that's a great feeling of accomplishment. It's, for some of you, this is ridiculously simple, and why is this a big deal? The big deal is stepping into something that you don't necessarily know about, that you don't know what to do with it, that you don't know how to do it, and decide that it's going to happen anyway. You're going to figure it out. And truly, this was not a big deal, but it still was exciting. You know, I got this finished, and for me, I don't know about you, but when I get something accomplished and there's a tangible result, I like go look at it 3 or 4 times. So I'm like, yeah. I'll come down and go, yeah, I did it. And that's the enthralling part of knowing that you've grown a little bit, that you've become a little bit more of the person that you're capable of being. And we all have so many more capabilities than we know we have. Hey, Kathy. Hey, so if Kathy, Kathy is one of my neighbors, so if Kathy needs some help, I got this now. Well, depending on which pipe it is. So this is something that I want to challenge you to do this weekend, is to look into something that feels a little bit uncomfortable for you. You may be a little familiar with it. You may never have done it at all before. But be willing to step into it intentionally with positivity and figure it out and have that sense of accomplishment at the end. And I would love to have, see you later, Chris. Thanks for joining. And this is going to be something that we're going to talk about normally on Fridays, not on Saturdays. I'm a slacker. I had intended to talk about this kind of thing on Friday, and the day completely slipped through my fingers. We'll talk about time use another day. But challenge yourself to really do some growing this weekend. You don't have to pick something big. You can if you want to. You want to make this your skydiving weekend? Sure, go for it. I want to hear about that one. I'll take pictures if you're close. Maybe it's just visiting somebody at a place where you're uncomfortable, like a nursing home. Maybe it's doing a home improvement. Maybe it's having a conversation that you've been avoiding. Maybe it's having a conversation that you've been avoiding with yourself in why you're where you are right now when you really wanted to be there and you're still sitting here. So that's part of the growing. So take a look at yourself, and hey, Kristen, welcome. Good to see you. Take a look at yourself this weekend and see what that is that you can step into that's just a little bit uncomfortable. The discomfort are your protective mechanisms. The discomfort is that sense of safety that your mind is designed and developed from your experiences to protect you. And sometimes it's right. That's that gut instinct that is telling you, oh, no, that's dangerous. Well, maybe it is. If we're talking about the skydiving, definitely that's something that my senses would say way too dangerous. I'm not saying it's completely out, but not today. So step into something that doesn't feel just great. It may in the end, and that's up to you. Stepping into it with a positive attitude is going to tell those protective instincts that you got this. You're okay. You're going to figure it out. Your body may react and get tight and get nervous, get trembly, or just not be open to possibilities and try and hold you back. So your brain and your body are either going to jump in with you or not. And it's okay if they don't. Then it's your job to say, hey, come on along with me. We're a team. We can do this together. And we got this. And step forward into it. Challenge yourself and be uncomfortable. You don't have to be hugely uncomfortable, just a little discomfort. So if you have ideas of what that's going to be, is there something that's been nagging at you that you've kind of been delaying because you don't really want to tackle that? For me, stepping into discomfort this weekend might include putting away all the Christmas stuff. And that's a different discomfort. That's not really a growth, but it is, because for me, I hang on to that season because it's that season of joy and love, and it kind of puts some of the real life aside for a little while. So I've committed to putting that away this weekend. And I just said that out loud, so I can't back up and say, oh, next weekend. And part of that then is going to be to simplify and to organize, because I'm going with a little more cleaner life this year. So when I put the stuff away, it's going to be, some of it's going to be discarded. Some of it's going to, what's left is going to be organized. And that's going to be stepping into discomfort for me, even though that is definitely not skydiving. And my senses are not going to go, oh my God, this is dangerous. At the same time, it's still stepping into a challenge for me that is uncomfortable, working through it anyway, finding the positivity in it and building from that and growing from that. So I can step forward into the new year with freshness and enjoy what's coming from that. Be empowered with saying, okay, I can still bring joy and I can still bring love into this year, even if there's not a Christmas tree in the living room, even if I don't have bright sparkly lights. Although I have to say, I am keeping my bright sparkly twinkle lights in my fake fireplace right now, because we disconnected our fireplace, and so we don't have the capacity for a fire, so that's fake fireplace. So there's still some twinkly lights. And, be creative with that. Have some fun with it. And bring that joy and bring that presence of yourself and that intention into this weekend. And step into your challenge. Step into discomfort. Recognize it. And say, I'm going to do it anyway. Get help when you want it. Get help when you need it. You don't have to do it yourself. But be empowered in what you're stepping into. Own it. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Celebrate it when you're done. And I will see you next week, Monday. I'm going to stay to my schedule this time. So next week, Monday, we'll have a video. I'm thinking that moving forward, I'm going to do videos on Mondays and Fridays in the morning. Mountain morning, which is probably for Eastern, it might be 10 or 11 o'clock your time. And I think on Mondays I might be talking more about health, and on Fridays I'll be talking more about life, which is also health, which is also where you are nourished. So both of the videos each week are going to be nourishment to help you grow and to help move you forward. And I would love suggestions and ideas. I would love some input on what you'd like to hear about, what you'd like to learn about. I'm even thinking about doing a little cooking. I know my niece Michelle was talking about getting some recipes, and I thought maybe I'd even do a little demo or something. I am not a chef, but I do some sometimes too creative cooking. But I have some healthy things that that are my go-tos that I would love to share with you too. So if those are things that you'd like to see and hear about, if you'd like to share something that's a challenge for you that we can play around and I can put something together for and talk about more, I would love to do that too. And so that's good for now. And I'm going to enjoy my latte that I thought I was going to drink while I was talking to you, and I'm talking way too much. But I look forward to talking more with you and having some more interaction. Let me know, post below what you're going to challenge yourself to do, and we'll follow up with that. So what is it that you're going to step into that's uncomfortable this weekend? Post it down below, and we'll follow up with that and see how you're doing on it. And, we'll make a little bit of accountability here so that you can step into it a little more easily. And I will see you on Monday morning. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.